Situation good. Okay. If you can't hear me at any point, let me know. I'm happy to speak up or move the microphone. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yeah, we got you nice and energized. First day of the conference in the morning. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Brittany, for the introduction. My name is Tommy. Like Brittany mentioned, I'm here with Michael Lettman. We work together on our quality improvement team at AHRC New York City, intellectual and developmental disabilities in New York State. Our vision is to help create a socially just world where the power of difference is embraced, valued, and celebrated. And our mission is to advocate for people who are neurodiverse to live full and equitable lives. You can see some of the statistics on the screen here, but we support over 7,000 people with intellectual and developmental disabilities every single day in all 5 boroughs of New York City. So we're a very, very large organization. We have over 4,500 support staff supporting those folks with disabilities, and we have.
Hello, fellow advocates. I'm Michael Lettman. I live on the autism spectrum. I created and run a blog on Wix.com and a channel on YouTube called Living with Autism by Michael Lettman. I was an alumni of the Melissa Reggio Higher Education Program at Kingsborough Community College. Actually, I gotta be honest, as of recently, I just got discharged from the program. I served on panels, advisory boards, committees, and more, as I aim to do much as an advocate, of course. I work as a subject matter expert on the AHRC NYC Rights and Advocacy Committee. I was inspired by my late high school teacher, Ms. Heather Lettman, to become an advocate and work in childcare. She was actually the one who motivated me to start my project in the first place. Sadly, I lost her in 2024. But for everything that she ever taught me, it was thanks to her that I enjoyed working at a childcare center in my past. That's why childcare is one of my career interests. And it's also thanks to her that I'm following my footsteps as an advocate to see what else I can do for the autistic community on her behalf.
And we all have a shared responsibility to reflect on that, and not just reflect on that, but begin to shift that work as well. So we knew that something had to change, right? I started thinking about some of the community work I left out earlier. I did a lot of community organizing. No one gets a master's degree in getting supports from AHRC. Right? They're real, nuanced, and valuable insights to make our systems more responsive, inclusive, and person-centered. And by compensating people fairly, we're not only acknowledging the value of the expertise, but we're also reinforcing the idea that lived experience is professional experience. And so this model helps shift the dynamic a little bit from like giving feedback on work that we're doing to truly co-creating solutions. And Michael's gonna talk a little bit later about what some of those are. And it's been really a meaningful step in making sure that voices of people that we support are not just heard, but respected, resourced, and heard from the beginning, not the end. So now I'm gonna pass it off to Michael for our next slide.
Core belief of the subject matter expert model. Intentionality. Make a plan early with a clear agenda and be sure to listen to people with disabilities from the beginning. Accessibility. Make sure everyone can understand the work needed for meetings. Like that. Number 3, equity. Make sure everyone has a fair chance to join and participate by removing barriers for people with disabilities. That makes total sense. Creativity. Use new and fun ideas to make meetings and projects work for everyone. Highlights and successes. Launch the AHRC NYC Self-Advocacy Circle. Attended national conferences surrounding disability advocacy. Lobby to state and federal politicians. Facilitated trainings about the marriage penalty, Medicaid, person-centered philosophy, thank you, JRC, and more. We are so proud of the work we do on the committee. Each of us has experienced personal successes and professional growth. Our organization has also become a better place. Our internal data shows us more people know about their rights because of the work we do. Great things happen when people with disabilities lead the way. Advocacy circle, space for self-advocates to gather. Organize for self-advocates. Start that over. Organize for self-advocates by self-advocates. Each subject matter expert holds a specific role they master before transitioning. Seen over 100 attendees at each meetup. We were inspired to start this after our committee watched the documentary Crib Camp, as we all know. We wanted a place to grow the next generation of leaders. Some topics we covered include Medicaid, housing, climate change, and more. Some activities include art builds, postcard writings, public speaking, lectures, and advocacy workshops. And we revealed that it was 2% of our committees were made up of people with disabilities? Well, thanks to our work as an organization and create a subject matter expert model, that number has changed. Wow. Isn't just that people with disabilities are paid instead of being asked to volunteer. That exciting part is that people are involved from the start, treated with respect, and are valued employees of the organization. I'm pleased with that myself, since I'm a subject matter expert myself. Do you have any questions for me and Tommy? We shall gladly ask them before we wrap this up.
How did that work?
The second part.
The second part? Was that true for most of the other self-advocates that applied for the job? Do you know?
None of my business.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing's for sure. Looking at my career path at the time, I was seeking a career, or for one of my career interests, which was advocating. And it was thanks to someone named Frank Laskowitz. He was not in AHRC anymore, but it was thanks to him that I gave Tommy a chance. And I accepted the job, and I've been enjoying it ever since.
That's awesome. Very good. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll add, we did meet.
Well, sorry, let me ask you this. Since I got hired, and I've been working with you and your colleagues, I guess the service has been turning out okay. I mean, AHRC have a few extra workers aiding with our circles, and thanks to our circles, many programs have been attending our circles. We do presentations and everything, and we are explained that in the model. And not only that, but for the subject matter experts who are hired, or the payment we receive, it's only once in a while. They only call us when we need us. It's not an everyday position. But still, it's a good job. So when we do our circles, we research highly important topics to talk about. I won't forget that presentation I did for Autism Awareness Month this year. It's on my channel.
And keep up with his amazing, as Michael is the best.
Welcome for coming and please enjoy the rest of the CQL Conference.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I, Michael Lettman, am happy to say my session with Boss Tommy turned out excellent. But before I speak about that a little, I'm going to speak about how I enjoyed the CQL Conference of 2025 as of this video so far.
At the start of this day, I attended an opening session about an advocate from another state. Hard for me to remember, but I can remember how they spoke about the word courageous, which means doing something that's difficult even though you're afraid. And actually, I have a show to thank for teaching me that word. Word girl! Focusing on the topic now. That word makes total sense to advocates because of protesting, career paths, changes, accessibility. Makes total sense. Courageous. They've described many different ways of that word. Ooh. Well, when you try to aim for greater heights, a word like courageous is to be kept in mind. Especially if it's struggling from in here. Next, there was that session from someone from an MHDS organization. How technology in daily life has been implemented. Hard for me to remember. But I think this organization has something to do with someone who had a really bad history, from what I've learned. And then that organization finally heard and understand that person who simply wanted and needed to be left alone. Maybe in a serious way, becoming independent? I may never understand that myself. That's all I can remember for now. And then there was this other session that I attended by two people from the National Leadership Consortium on Developmental Disabilities. Their session showed complicated data that was hard for me to understand. Providing services for people with IDD across the U.S. with other organizations involved. But I can remember this. Leadership makes total sense. When you're running a team, company, or organization, various leadership roles makes total sense. I mean, if you have a very worthy leader to serve, work with, or even become very loyal towards, an excellent, trustworthy leader is needed for a team, company, or organization. A boost in morale. I can understand that from that session, from what I can remember. And now, the session I have done with Boss Tommy. We spoke about very important topics, especially about the subject matter expert model. We even showed a video where myself and my colleagues spoken about how we've enjoyed our roles in AHRC NYC. Tommy and I were even proud to answer some questions for some of our attendants. I am very pleased with that accomplishment. I'm also happy to say this. It was thanks to that session that Living with Autism by Michael Lettman has now reached 300 subscribers as of this video. I'm so happy that my hard work is earning some attention like that. These are my final words. To those who have attended my session with Boss Tommy, you have my thanks for that. This subject matter expert shall continue with work with AHRC NYC, while at the same time, as an advocate, articulate what it's like living with autism. Please stay tuned for more. That's all.